Fine. So yesterday we talked about different types of requirements like functional, non-functional, system requirements and data requirements, and also we talked about different roles, I mean different designations, different people like BA, SA, DA, and that's it, right? Only three analysts, wherein functional BA gather functional requirements and non-functional requirements, wherein systems analysts gather system requirements and data analysts gather data requirements. Fine. So today topic is all about project. So why you should know about a project? So let it be like, as you are a business analyst or a developer or a designer or a project manager, you should know about a project. I mean, in interview they'll ask you what is a project, the definition of a project. Without knowing project definition, okay, so it's waste of having knowledge of any technology or any analysis. Got it? So these are the basic things you should know before looking into business analyst techniques and methods and other stuff. So let's start with project. More specifically, what is a project? It's a temporary group activity designed to produce a unique product, service, or a result. This is the standard definition. Okay, it's a temporary group activity designed to produce a unique product, service, or result. So let's see why they are saying it's a temporary and unique. The second paragraph. A project is temporary in that it has a defined beginning and end in time. Listen carefully here. When I say project, it is not only IT project, it is not only system application. Constructing an apartment, okay, building a bridge, okay, designing a mobile, okay, or something like that, manufacturing any product, we call it as a project. So every project will have a start time and end time. For example, we are designing a car. It will have a start time and end time. That can be 1 year or 2 years or 10 years, but someday it has to end. Okay, so that is the reason they are saying it is a temporary. A project is temporary in that it has a defined beginning and end in time. Every project will have a start time and end time, and therefore define scope and resources. According to this duration, we will decide how much we can design, okay, scope, how much requirements we can design, how much part we can design of a project, okay, and resources. So to design this project, what resources are needed, how many resources are needed, like manpower or technology or softwares, anything. Got it? Resources. Next, second point. And a project is unique in that it is not a routine operation. What is the difference between project and an operation? Operation is what we do every day. We repeatedly do every day. Okay? But project is something like, let's say today you did something, tomorrow you don't repeat it again. Tomorrow you do something different. So that is the difference between project and operation. Project means, let's say we are designing a cell phone. Today you design some about a call button and end button. Tomorrow you don't do it again. You go for some message box or something like that. Okay? Let's see. And a project is unique. Unique means, let's take a small example here. We have Gmail, Yahoo Mail, Hotmail, okay, Rediff email. We have so many emails, couple of emails. You can even send email through any email, right? You can register into Yahoo, you can register into Gmail. However you send, okay, you can send an email and you can receive an email on that. But why there are so many emails? See, we have Firefox, we have Opera, we have Google Chrome. Why do we have so many browsers? That means they all belong to the same logic, they all belong to the same domain, okay, but every individual looks unique, right? When you look into Google, when you look into Gmail, it looks unique. When you look into Yahoo, it looks unique. I mean, they don't look similar, but they do the same job. They do the same job, right? But the brand names are different. So what I'm trying to say is, whatever the project you design, either that is a similar project or that is a new project, that should be unique. Like Orkut and Facebook. Before Facebook, people used to use Orkut. That is also a social networking site where you can upload photographs, videos, where you can chat with each other. Then when Facebook came into market, people started using it. Both are same, but why people are started using Facebook means something. They feel something interesting in that gives more clarity than Orkut or something like that. Okay, but both are same. The logic is same. So what I'm trying to say is, whatever the project you design, that should be unique. That is what they are saying. A project is a temporary group activity, and that should be unique. Okay. And next point. Okay, just look into the highlighted one. So a project team often include people who don't usually work together. What do you mean by this? They are saying that, for example, you are designing an online banking application like Wells Fargo online banking application. Half of the team will be working from some place and half of the team will be working from some place. I mean client place, like client location, US. Half of the team will be in US and half of the team will be somewhere in the India or in China or somewhere. So why like that? Any idea? That's what they are saying here, right? People who don't usually work together. Do you have any idea why for one project people work from on-site and offshore teams? Okay, I'll tell you, don't worry. Some people say that, okay, some people say that uh, technology, I mean technical people. So technical people sometimes we don't find in India, sometimes we don't find in US. That is the reason we outsource our work or you know, we hire people from different locations. Some people say this, and some people say that cost effective. Of course, right? So if you give it to Indians or other country people, I mean cheap labor, you can say. I'm saying it's a cheap labor. Okay, I agree with the 2 points. Okay, one is for cost cutting and one is for about technology. But don't you think that, okay? So when it comes to cost, why don't you outsource the complete project to India only? Why people are working in on-site, or why don't you completely send it to China? Why you're working in US? Okay, if you want to really reduce the cost, then you can give it to the one team, no one, so that no one will be working from US. Okay, and second point is technical people you will find everywhere. It is not like only in US we have technical people, only in India we have technical people, only in China we have technical. It is not like that. Every country, everywhere you find people. They work in Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, UK, US, right? People work from different locations, different technologies. So I agree with both of them little bit, not much, but 30% I can agree. But the most important point here is, when you say a project, the project should continue. Okay, the project should continue for 20 or 24 hours. So if people work from different time zones, so what happens? It's a continuity, right? So people in US, they work up till like 8 hours. After 8 hours, I mean when they reach their house, people in India they come to office, right? So it's a continuous work. 8 plus 8 plus 8 like this. You give this some other time some people will be working from Australia. So what I'm trying to say is, people work from different locations because of time zones, so that there shouldn't be any pause. Okay, any pause in the middle of the project. I think you got my point, right? What I'm saying, is it clear? Pratiksha,
Yes,
you followed my point, right?
yes, I did.
Do you think is that
I
right
was
or
on
wrong?
mute.
uh,
Yes, it is right. I was on mute, so I did not reply.
okay, fine. Next, let's look into the second point. Sometimes from different organizations and across multiple geographies. So look at this point very carefully. Sometimes from different organizations means if you look into IT development, if you look into software development, we have different stages like BA gather requirements, design and design the application, developer write code for the project, okay, and testing people test the application. Now I'll tell you a small example here. You go to a sweet shop to buy some sweets, okay, you buy some sweets. So what that sweet shop fellow will do, he will pack those sweets in a box, okay, and hand over to you. They will sell it to you. So do you think that these boxes are also manufactured by sweet shop people? Do you think that the name on the box is also printed by sweet shop people? No. What they are doing, they are only preparing sweets. That's it. They are only manufacturing or preparing, you can say, okay. They are only preparing sweets. They don't prepare or design boxes, or they don't because they don't have that machinery, they don't have any unit, something like that, which they do. So what they do is they outsource their work to some, okay, package company or some, printing company, so that these people will print and pack, and they prepare the boxes and send it to sweet shop. You got my point, right? In the same way here, when you look into a project, like we have analysis, that is BA gather requirements, designer designs, developer write the code, and testing. So sometimes what happens, let's assume we are working in IBM, okay. I'm coming to the point. Let's assume we are working in IBM. So we are designing a Wells Fargo application, like Wells Fargo bank application, that is online banking application. So we need a high-end testing for this. Got it? We need a high-end, that means a strong, a thorough testing for this. So when you look into our testing team in IBM, we don't have that technology with us. We can buy the technology, we can hire the technology, we can buy license of that automation softwares. But for only one project you cannot buy, right? Got my point, right? For only a particular online banking project, because IBM have around 1500 clients, so there is no guarantee that you will get the same project in the next time. So they don't take risk by buying this software, because when they buy this software, they have to hire people, and these people and technology after this project, that is useless, right? By spending a lot of money. So what they do is simply they outsource this testing work to testing companies. So we do have testing companies like software development companies. Names are like Value Labs. Organizations are like Value Labs, Apps Labs. Like wherever you find labs name, LABS, laboratories, where generally the testing happens in lab, right? So we have some testing companies. Cisco is one of the biggest testing company, you can say. Of course, they also do development, but however, they do testing. Like Value Labs, we have Apps Labs, Oracle Labs, they do it for Oracle, Yahoo Labs, they do it for Yahoo, like this. Okay, got my point. So that is what I'm trying to say. Like sometimes from different organizations, and these organizations can be countries, that can be Value Labs and Apps Labs, or in India. Okay, they outsource to India this testing work, and these people will do enough testing, thorough testing, and send back to IBM. Is it clear? What do you say, Musa? Got my point?
Yeah, it's clear.
Yes. In the same way, sometimes, let's assume Wells Fargo is developing their own application. Wells Fargo, they do have their own development center, right? They are developing their own application. Let's assume that they want some Java. Okay, so they want, so analysis, BA gather the requirements, designers design. But when it comes to development, programming, they don't have the softwares with them, or they don't want to buy that software, and they don't want to hire people. What they do, simply they outsource this work to some Infosys or TCS or IBM. Only that part. So what I'm trying to say is like One project can be designed by many companies from different locations. That is what you have to understand at the end of the day. Okay, one project can be done by many companies. Tomorrow if you join in an IBM, so you may so half of the project may be, so testing and development may be done by some TCS, and designing and analysis is done by you, so you both people communicate with each other like IBM and Infosys. Okay, something like that. Okay, fantastic. Next is the development of software for an improved business process, the construction of building or a bridge, the relief effort after a natural disaster. What are all these things? They all are projects. Constructing a bridge, or building a bridge, this all comes under project. And next, all are projects, and all must be expertly managed to deliver the on time, on budget, learning and integration that organizations need. So whatever the project it is an IT project or non-IT project, whatever the project, it should design, it should finish within the budget, within the time. That's it. This is all about project. Next topic, next point is, what is project management? So in the previous slide we talked about project definition, and why projects, why people work from different locations, because of different time zones, because the billing will be done for 24 hours or 20 hours for a project. Okay, but that is the reason people work from different locations, or sometimes people work in shifts. Okay, night shift, afternoon shift, morning shift, however it is, whatever it is, but the project should finish within a particular time. Second topic is project management. So you may ask me, we are undergoing business analyst training, why you should know about project management? Of course, you should know what exactly the project manager is and what exactly the project management is. Why? Because as a BA you will be very closely working with your project manager. So when you're very closely working with your project manager, you should know what that fellow, okay, roles and responsibilities are, what that fellow knowledge areas are, so that you will understand whatever the project manager is saying, whatever the discussions are happening, you can easily understand. You can connect a direct bridge between your thought process and your manager thought process, so that there won't be any ambiguity, there won't be any misunderstanding. Okay, so the project will go in a smoother way, in a smoothy way. Otherwise, lot of disturbances, lot of question marks. That is the reason we are talking about project management. Let's see this. Project management then is the application of knowledge, skills, and techniques to execute projects effectively and efficiently. Whatever the project you design, to design a project, you need a strong skills and knowledge. Then only you can design an effective and efficient project. Okay. Next, it's a strategic competency for organizations, enabling them to tie project results to business goals and thus better compete in their markets. Okay, whatever the project you design, that should give a tough competition in the market. Like, for example, Samsung. Samsung gave a tough competition to BlackBerry and Nokia. Got it? So in the same way, Gmail gave a tough competition to Yahoo and other internet browsers, or emails, or Google gave a tough competition to other browsers. So whatever the project you design, that should give a tough competition in the market. So how can you design that in an effective and efficient way? Means you should have proper knowledge how to design a project, how to manage a team, how to take care of the cost management, risk management, and blah blah, the other skills. Okay, let's see all of them now. Before that, let's look into this paragraph. It has always been practiced informally. Yes. Same like business analysis. As I told you, before 2004, we don't have any business analyst concept in IT companies, in industry. So at the time, many projects got failed. Lack of proper analysis, lack of proper documentation, lack of proper requirement gathering skills and techniques, and blah blah stuff. Okay. So in the same way, so at the time, what happened before 2004? Designers, developers, tech testers, these people used to gather requirements like a BA. In the same way, couple of years back, we don't have this project management concept. Of course, we used to have a manager, but this fellow is not really skilled project manager. So at that time also many projects got failed. So for at that time, PMI, Project Management Institute, okay, Project Management Institute, they brought up this PMP, Project Management Professional certification course, or a project management course in IT companies. I mean, in not only in IT, actually PMP is not for project management, is not only for IT, for any industry. But here we are talking about system applications and we are undergoing some software development life cycle. So I'm talking about IT project manager. Okay, let's see. PMI, Project Management Institute, a guide to the management body of knowledge. They introduced a book known as PMBOK, Project Management Body of Knowledge. And for business analysis, BABOK. Please make a note of some points. Okay, some points you don't find in these slides. Okay, sometime while I was explaining, you have to make a note. So PMBOK is project management body of knowledge. In the same way, IIBA introduced a book known as BABOK. People say BABOK, body of knowledge, like BA business analysis body of knowledge. Now, so identifies its recurring elements. Yes. So here, what exactly, what data you will find, what information you will find in this PMBOK. Let's see here. Project management process fall into 5 groups. Yes, as a project manager, you have to involve in these 5 groups. You have to process these 5 groups. Okay, and 9 knowledge areas. You can see a project management knowledge draws on 9 areas. Let's look into these 9 areas and 5 groups. Let's assume, okay, for some time you are a project manager. Okay, now first step, what you are doing is initiation stage. That means as a project manager, at first you interact with the client and understand the project. We call it as scope management. Okay, listen carefully. Understanding the project, understanding the scope of the project, objective of the project, purpose of the project, and cost of the project. Okay, and duration, that is time of the project. That means scope management, cost management, and time management. As a PM, as a project manager, you interact with the client and gather this information, like how much the cost of the project is, how much time is there, I mean how much resource, how much requirements are there, something like that. Then second step is planning. In the planning stage, what do you plan? Now you understand, right, how much time and money and requirements are there about the project. Now you plan for people, how much technology is needed. Okay, like how much procurement is needed. You talk to different vendors, you buy some licensed softwares from different vendors, and people, manpower, how much manpower is needed. So like this, you plan for that, and then immediately work breakdown structure, we call it as WBS. WBS means work breakdown structure. That means project manager will divide the work, like business analysis 3 months of time, designers 3 months, development 3 months, like this. Work is divided into parts, work breakdown structure, and provide the work to team members. Okay, next, execution. At the time of execution, quality is being checked. I mean, quality management, again time management. Okay, and communications management and risk management. These things will be taken place here. Like what happens in execution? As a project manager, you stand like a backbone to your development team and make your project team to move forward, make your development team to move forward. You have to stand like a backbone to each and every individual in a project, and you have to make it, move it forward without any pause in the middle, without any breakdowns in the middle. There will be many changes. Sometimes you may change manpower, sometimes you may change technology, sometimes you may change so many things. Okay, so you have to take care of all these things. So that is the reason I said risk management occurs here, communications management occurs here. Okay, quality management, and at the end of the day you have to see that these people should these people have to give a quality product at the end of the day, right? And the next one is monitoring and controlling. Monitor the project and control, like after the development, deployment, support, everything. As a project manager you have to take care of that, and then close the project, then finish it off. Monitor the team, monitor the project, try to finish, and testing should be done, deployment should be done, then close the project. Okay, these are the five groups. And coming to nine knowledge areas, like integration, scope management, okay, time management, cost management, as I told you, right? In which area, you use these managements, right? Initiation stage you use time management, cost management, scope management. Okay, like this I already told you. Procurement management, human resource management, communications management, and risk management. Did you see anything like requirements management here? No. Then who is going to take care of that requirements management? Business analyst will take care of that, not project manager. That is the reason every project need a project manager and a business analyst. Business analyst never do these tasks, wherein project manager never do business analyst tasks. Okay, that is the reason we need both the people for every project. Next, all management is concerned with these, of course. Any management, any development, not only IT. See, whatever I said, you can even a construction, infrastructure projects or a non-IT projects also the same procedure: initiation, planning, time management, cost management, same things is occurred. So that's what they are saying. All management is concerned with these, of course, but project management brings a unique focus shaped by the goals, resources, and schedule of each project. The value of that focus is proved by the rapid worldwide growth of project management. Blah blah blah. That's it. Any doubts? No, right? It's clear. So look at this picture. Look at this image. Without a project manager and without a business analyst, what happens? Okay, if you put a project in a developer's or a designer's hand, then what happens? Let's see here. It's a fishy example. Okay, don't bother much about it. So the first image, if you see, so there is no business analyst here, there is no project manager. Then who is going to do all these tasks? Designers, developers, and testers. Now a designer or a senior person, okay, so that fellow discuss with the client and understand the project in this way. I mean, client explained you the project in this way, whatever it is. Okay, then this fellow explained to the team, development team and technical team, in this way, and people understand in this, like, in this way, and designers design like this, and at last tester tested like this. Got it? Tester tested for something. Okay, and what is the next picture? If you look at below, nothing got documented because there is no business analyst. Nothing got installed because again there is no project manager and business analyst. We don't know what technology we have to implement, or I mean, any changes occurs, no, we can't do anything. Now, what exactly the customer got built? I mean, they designed something, a chair or a sofa, and a sofa chair they designed, and they build it for something. That means no cost management. Correct? They don't know what will be the cost of this project, and nothing got supported. No support. And what exactly client want is this, the end one. But what technical people understand in the beginning is this. That means this is not a problem of client. Problem is with people. If there is a business analyst, then business analyst will understand the project in right way. I mean, business analysts use different techniques and methods and investigate client and try to bring a right requirement, a, a, a clarity requirement. Okay, then only we can design this project. Got it? Next. In a project development, we will find these people and these designations. Let's see. Project plan is done by project manager. Project management is done by project manager. Business analysis is done by BA. Designing is done by designers. Implementation is done by programmers and coders. Sorry, programmers and testers. And deployment is done by deployment team. Do you have any idea about deployment? Deployment people who move the project from one environment to other environment. Please be on mute. Okay, so deployment people deploy projects from one environment to other environment. A small example, let's assume we are designing BMW. Okay, so where this BMW manufactures? In a workshop, in BMW workshop, correct? So who will involve here? Technical people will involve here, developers and designers like engineers, architects. They design this car. Okay, once the designing is done, once the development is done, then next it has to move to testing place. That means testers have to test it on city roads. You cannot test it in a workshop, right? You have to drive it for a couple of miles or kilometers and then you have to test it, right? So who is going to move this car from workshop to, from manufacturing unit to testing unit, I mean on city roads? Deployment team. Okay, and once the testing is done, okay, let's say the testing is done, the car is fantastic. Now, I mean, you find some issues, we resolve them, and now everything is fine. Then we have to move this car to client location. Okay, so who will do this deployment? See, when I say physical object, a physical object you can transport by putting in in a truck or somewhere, or you can from one country to other country, you can transport them, you can deploy them by using some transportation. But we are talking about IT applications here. So you designed it, some application, then you have to send it to testing environment. Testers will test it, and they have to send it to from there. The tested product will be sent to client. So you have to install in client server. So deployment team will use some softwares to move this software application from one environment to other environment. Okay, we call these people as as deployment team. No one will ask you in detail about all these things. Just in interview, they'll ask you who is the deployment team. Means you just say that, oh, move the project from one environment to other environment. They use some softwares like command manager, object manager. Okay, and by using them, they just move from one environment to other environment. Clear? Next, let's look into different types of projects. What are the different types of projects we have? Software projects, development projects, infrastructure projects, non-IT projects. Software applications means, system applications means portals, web applications, portals. Okay, development projects means like operating systems, Windows operating system, Microsoft Office, something like the softwares. Infrastructure projects like construction. Okay, non-IT projects, other than IT, or other than, like this, you have different types of projects. Okay, I mean, people think that when you say project, when I say I'm a project manager, so don't think that I'm a project manager for IT company only. I can be project manager for AT&T or any other. I mean, I'm not talking about IT, not talking about software. I can be a manager in a bank for a particular project, like a program manager. Okay, so just to bring a clarity in you people, I'm explaining you all these things. That's it. Okay, so here they are given very clearly. IT company designs a project of a non-IT company. We know that. Project members involved, the most important topic. With whom you will be working, I mean, who will be your colleagues in a in an organization, in an IT company. First fellow will be project manager. Next, immediately business analyst, that is you. That is the reason we talked about project management. Okay, the third will be systems analyst and data analyst, and next will be designers, and next will be developers or programmers and testing. Then deployment team, as I told you, right, just now, deployment team and delivery manager. So delivery manager and support team. Support team is very, very important. Every project will have a support team. For example, see, when the support team will come into picture, once you develop the project, okay, and once you send this project to client, once clients start working on it, then the support people will be there providing support for them. Like for example, you bought a new iPhone today, you have some issues, you can talk to service guy, a support team, right? You can call to a support center. That is what support. So IT company will have a support team, so if any issues the clients are facing, immediately these people will resolve the issues like 24 by 7. They will be available 24 by 7. People will be working from different locations across the world, okay, depending on the project. That's it. Clear? So you will see all these people in IT company: deployment team, delivery manager. Delivery manager is the one who is responsible for the project deliverables, okay, timings and all these things. For a couple of projects, you will find one delivery manager. Okay. Next, project team members from client side. Okay, client side people. Of course, you should know, right? So, who are the client side people? First one is stakeholder. Stakeholder means, what do you mean by stakeholder? End user who hold the stake, like that can be an employee of that organization or a customer of that organization. I mean, a person who is related to that organization. Like, small example, online banking application we designed. Online banking application can be used by CEO of the organization, directors of the organization, vice president, at the same time customers also. Whomever they have account in this, in a particular bank, everyone will use this online banking application who are related to bank. So we call them as stakeholders who hold the stake, end users. Okay. Next, many people say that who spend money on the project are stakeholders. Okay, but that is not the right. Everyone, I mean, who use the application. Next, project sponsors who spend money on the project. Okay. Then project product SMEs, subject matter experts. As you know, business analysts gather requirements from subject matter expert. And next fellow is technical subject matter expert, wherein systems analyst and data analyst gather requirements from these technical subject matter experts. And project delivery team. Yes, this delivery team will discuss with IT company delivery team regarding the duration, okay, project timings and all these things. Clear? Coming to stakeholders, we have, I mean, I'm talking about stakeholder management. Looking into stakeholder management, we have three types of stakeholders. One is a positive stakeholder, one is negative stakeholder, one is neutral stakeholder. Positive stakeholder means person who really enjoy the service of a particular application or a particular work is a positive stakeholder. For example, a government constructed a flyover. Okay, government constructed a flyover. So every day it takes for me to reach my office. Every day it takes 1 hour. But if I go by this flyover, I can reach only in 10 to 15 minutes. So I am a positive stakeholder. I really enjoy the service. I'm feeling happy. Who are second fellow is negative stakeholder. Who is negative stakeholder? Who directly or indirectly affected with this flyover, like people who stay, okay, like sound pollution, okay, who stay nearby the road, or some while constructing maybe the pollution, or some people they may lose their land or they may lose their properties in the road winding up. I mean, if they are illegal, I'm not saying that legal properties, but illegal property. Sometimes some legal properties also they will lose. I mean, government will pay something for them, some government rate, government cost they will pay. So at that time they are going, that's a loss for them. So these people are native stakeholders. Why I'm saying stakeholders, do you think that they don't walk on this flyover? Do you think that they don't drive their vehicles on this flyover? Sure, they will drive. Sure, they will use this flyover. Okay, they are users, but negative users. That means they don't like that they got affected with by this flyover. So what I'm trying to say is, while designing any project, you have to be very careful. Whatever the application you are designing, it should not affect or hurt someone. Hurt means legally. I'm not saying Like, I'm not talking about competitors, okay? So for example, you designed a Gmail. You have to be very careful that you should never mention anywhere that Google is better than Yahoo or Gmail is better than Yahoo. And you should never advertise that all the Yahoo customers come to Gmail. So, okay, we are giving some gifts for you. Okay. So don't do such. I mean, first we have to identify negative stakeholders. That is what important. Who will identify? The client will identify, not we. Client will identify. Sometimes if you are working as a BA in a product based company, you have to identify. That is a secondary thing. I'll tell you later about that. But try to understand. Okay, negative stakeholders. What they will do, they will simply sue you. They'll bring a stay order on you. Stay order means you have to stop your project. You have to stop your flyover in the middle. That's it. It's unnecessarily waste of time and money you invested on it. Okay, so you have to be very careful. Stakeholders. A neutral stakeholder is a one who have no issues. I mean, that fellow is that neutral always. Like if a negative fellow and go and say that it's bad, that fellow says it's bad. If a positive fellow go and tell to neutral stakeholder that it's good, that fellow say it's good. That's it. So we don't have any effect with neutral and positive. We will be having always issues with negative stakeholders. So in IT, any project, not only IT companies, first you have to find out who are your negative stakeholders, who are your competitors, and all these things. Next, project sponsor, who sponsor, and the remaining people, as I told you, right? SME and TSME and delivery team. Okay, just it's simple. Like what project manager will do. Project manager prepare project planning, project chatter. Uh, just a second. Right. Okay. Okay, whatever it is. So, project manager. First, project manager. Project manager prepare project chatter. Project planning is done. Then project initiation and business analyst. Next, business analyst and systems analyst gather requirements and documentation is done. Then next fellow is uh, designer, okay, who designed the application. Let me do some modification to this, okay. Anyhow, I'll send it to you later. So implementation, that is programming and testers and deployment team. Already we talked about them, no need to discuss again. I'll tell you this deployment, like invoicing, planning, development, deployment. Once we finish kickoff meeting, okay, don't worry about it. So before I have to explain you what is kickoff meeting and all these things, then only I can go forward. And the next one is business analyst hierarchy. Who can become business analyst? An industry domain expert, okay, an industry domain expert, like a pharmacist, a sales representative, okay, an insurance agent, a doctor, okay, like any like a person who work in airlines domain. So these all people we call them as industry domain experts. So they can undergo BA training and become business analyst, or fresh MBS, or management graduates, okay, or developers or testers, like who work in IT company as a tester or developer or whoever it is. When I say fresh MBS, it is not only like fresh management graduates, anyone like if you do some MS in any related field, also you can do it, like computer science or whatever, also you can do it. So once you become a business analyst, then you can become a senior lead BA or a project manager. Or if you come from any management background like marketing and sales background, you can become a sales development manager or a business development manager. These people walk across the world, okay, travel across the world and bring projects to IT companies. Like for example, you're working in IBM, so you travel across the world and bring IT, bring companies, brings projects. Okay, and then later you can become SME. What is the difference between BA and SMEs? SME will have a strong uh, domain knowledge, wherein BA will have a good, I mean, a business analyst can work on different domains. Like this year, you may work on banking. Next year, you may work on insurance. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, if it is a service company, but when you work in a product-based company, you stick to only one domain. Like Wells Fargo means only banking. Okay, Walmart means only retail, like that. Okay, you can become SME also once you get a good understanding about domain. Next, the same example in different colors. Okay, industry domain experts, blah 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 blah. That's it. Same example in different colors. At last, as a business analyst, you have to interact with these different people: SMEs, testers, okay, hardware people, software people, project manager. So you are a communicator. You have to communicate with different people on different projects, on different timings, different situations. Okay, that's it. This is all about project definition. So we talked about definition of a project and project management and members involved, client side people and your IT people, and different types of projects. That's it. So do you have any doubts in this session? Okay. Any doubts?
I thought we escaped one slide, the one with kickoff meeting.
Yes. But I told you, right? After kickoff meeting, I'll explain you.
Okay, and one more question. Is there any kind of syllabus that we can see so that we can have an idea what all we are supposed to study?
Okay, I'll send you that syllabus document. Don't worry. Okay.
Okay, thank you.